刚才讲我退学 app 是不是又变成那个奇怪的模式？又变成要切换创作者模式，烂透了！帮我看一下，我 OBS 刚更新，希望不要跑掉设定。我是没有开起来啊，为什么？真的吗？诶，有啊，有开啦，36秒啊。你直接点一下我的频道嘞，有声音吗？有吗？延迟很重哦。有吗？喂，有声音，那你帮我打个字看看。打个安安就好了，不用太复杂。有吗？聊天室有出现吗？有诶，赞，太棒了 ，nice。好，高雄福尔摩斯终于回到高雄了，那我们继续吧。前几天去台北都没办法玩游戏，我已经忘记上次玩到哪里了。而且其实出发前1-2个礼拜，我原本想说去台北不知道可不可以拍个简单影片还是什么的，但是为什么没拍呢？因为我就是没梗。哦，好难开的肥宅快乐水，怎么了？好，上次破到，是要找他们那个嘛？为什么要走那么复杂的路线？台北好玩吗？台北好玩啊，人很多。我讨厌人很多，但其他还不错。那个美墨料理 ，God damn 好吃。可以啊，声音都正常哦，我声音不会太小声哦。工具箱，工具人，不对，手提箱。
Bags of seed. Some empty bags were recently moved.
希望不要我一回来，然后我之前好不容易获得的观众都不见。那我真的是会哭，已哭啊！就这样就调查完了，这么的简单吗？钩子 ，OK。啊，接下来是那个嘛？啊，我的 dog 嘞，我的托比，还是叫托比还是什么的吗？我忘记了。托比羊，发光的物体。我肚子有点饿突然有一点饿，不太妙。不是，我肚子叫好大声。我还没调查干，哭啊！
If only I had something with which I could lift that object.
我要调查。
The wheel handle is old and rusty. It seems to be used infrequently.
啊，干，这个我没有调到呢，完了。使用不能使用吗？不是要用钩子吗？我咖喱拿几狗血啊！不是，妈的，那个桶子我要调查了。我不能调查桶子，哭啊！谢喽，桶子，谢喽。来井的内部，这调过了啊
！There's something.
I fuck you 嘞 ，I fuck you，呜这桶子真的不给调查几掰嘞丢嘞呀！你把我的台关掉了吗？是吗？啊？哦，好，可以说话，说个是而已，也没那么严重吧？不是啊，我现在还来得及吗？干，我想要把那个桶子调查一下。他从哪里出去的？我忘记了。这里。
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall.
嗯哼，就这样。啊？这么普通的吗？不能用钩子哦。他就只写我还没调查完，然后卡琳拿狗小。 上面这个嘞，哦 ，nice， 太棒了，超棒的，是 Number One。打开。
Silverware. This is hardly a coincidence.
啊，为什么？我已经不记得前面发生什么事情了。就叉子啊，是怎么了？没看过叉子吗
The Brackenstall coat of arms. It
布莱
appears that
克
we
斯
have
多是
found
死
the
掉的人
stolen
吧？
silverware.
应该是吧。发现银器，我要赞哦 ，nice。这个入室抢劫啊？回来取吗？可是他没有取走哎，伪装的 ，nice。当晚被一个登门拜访的人杀害，也是他把布莱克。他长一个很高大，体格健硕。哎呦，那看来就是杰哥了。杰哥很高大，体格也很健硕。寻找水手 ，OK。大力水手。调查档案哦，我们先去对话查找那个好了。干，我的肚子真的饿了起来，讨厌！你是不是还不饿？啊，可恶！来，查某人恭维，这脸色发白的漂亮妹妹，银器已经找到了。
We found your silverware, Lady Brackenstall. It had not been taken very far.
是妹妹用过的银器哦。
I am very
哎呦，
thankful
色
to you,
色
Mr.
哦。
Holmes.
Your
啊，就
ladyship.
这样哦。
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
哇，操你哪几颗小？哎，德丽莎恭维。来，银
We
器，
found your mistress's silverware.
喝一口
Oh,
快乐
that's
水。
good news. You really are as clever as they say.
Indeed.
快乐水还是台北带回来的，笑死！
Please,
这快乐水为什么喝起来怪怪的？为什么喝起来是那个可乐糖果的那个味道？不是可乐的味道，是可乐糖的味道。
Oh,
please leave my.
可是它运送过程中应该也是室温运送，而且可乐也有室温版的、啊。你不喝？不跟我一起快乐一下？
Inspector, I have
这很
recovered
像
the
什么在
stolen
约炮
silverware
的对话，
You
要一
are
起
a
快乐一
wizard,
下。
Mr. Holmes. And where is it?
in the garden well.
Excuse me?
Unique, isn't it?
Rather absurd. What is the point of stealing silverware and then throwing it down into a well?
Perhaps it was used as a
高雄
temporary
福尔摩斯有
hiding
点像
place.
吃摩斯。
Or simply the thieves wanted to get
你有
rid
左
of
彩
it.
云帮摩
It
斯
is
的
up
柠
to
檬乳
us
酱，
to solve this
你觉得如
mystery.
何？我说高雄福尔摩斯想吃摩斯，
Holmes, don't look at me like that.
没有钱，好，
I
谢
don't
谢
know。what to think about
我
all
也
this.
是。Me too 啦，来回家吧，回家吧，不要问那路在哪。哎呦，我可爱的托比，他耳朵真的很大哎，长成耳朵了。还有运镜哦，赞哦，9道还有运镜。来调查档案，吊起来。不是信啊，咖喱拿。直布罗陀，这个报纸吧。传知以及布莱克斯多女士和她女仆离开澳大利亚的时间。
My search
不是
must
这
be
个啊，1893不是1883。这个直布罗陀盐号一艘往来于阿德莱德和伦敦之间的，阿德莱德就是在澳洲吧？因为他是从澳洲来的。诶，可能也不是，哦，不是，他只是经过。6个月航行后，途经印度、纽西兰嘛，澳大利亚，最终返航。该船搭载一名特殊乘客玛丽·弗雷泽。 就是那个小姐嘛。OK，
Here it is.
Here is it。再出。
The shipping company, the Adelaide, Southampton, London line, and its address. Interesting. It must be the place where they keep the records, including the one for the crew of the Rock of Gibraltar.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard,
看华生不要摆出一副好像在支我的姿势，好不好？太色了，华
But
生。
I have another
还想
solution.
撩啊？
I'll call in the specialist.
这个我要干嘛？我要干啥呢？派遣威金斯直布罗陀船。啊，我怎么叫威金斯？我忘记了、欸。Wiggins， 哎、，Wiggins 来，还用召唤的，抽牌。俺のタコロ。
Wiggins, would you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need a register, my young friend. If you could borrow it, there will be half a guinea for every one of you. I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893 and their current
有
employment.
脚出资的地方好
I'm
痒，
straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
讨厌。
do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
My secret
唱一
police
个
is better
疯
than
狂
the
出
art
资，
in
流水
many
流不停，
ways.
好色哦。我说我的脚，不
Here
是
it
其他
is,
地
Mr.
方。
Holmes. But we can't take it back. It's too risky.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it. Good work, young Wiggins.
名单。
This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor. And these are the lists of the senior officers of the Adelaide, Southampton, London line ships. Let us
11月
find out
7
who
号
was in London upon November the 7th.
啊，11月7号不在这里吗？我看一下哦，5月23号，哇，所以这张不是嘛？应该吧？
This list shows that
啊，
I do not think that this sailor had. I do not
哦，
think
只能
that
画这
this.
个哦，啊，
this
这不能画哦，这要看重复的吗？那就是亨利啊。
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
等一下，等一下，等一下，哦，所以是这里的还没到吗？干，我不懂，算了，都画一次，
This list.
都画一
I
次就
do
对
not
了啊。
think. I do not.
干，硬 A 解谜啊！
This. I do not think that this sailor.
好好好
I
好
do
好
not.
好好好
I
，OK
do
OK。
not think.
What？啊，
I do not think that. I do not think that this sailor has any connection.
不是
to
用
the
硬 A 的
case.
哦。
This officer is still at sea. This officer is still at sea. I do not think that this. I do not think.
哇，我不知道呢。
This. This. This.
你
This
你什么意思？等一下，5月23就抵达了。1893年，1894，那这本换别张可以吗？靠腰嘞，来继续印 A。
I do not
哎，
think.
我们印他
I do
A
not-
他妈的
I
哈
do，not. I
尽
do
量 A，尽量
I do
A。
not. This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago.
嗯哼，好，来继续 A，继续 A。我硬 A 洗解
Mr.
谜大
Jack
师
Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime.
，nice。
He is due to depart in 2 days.
啊，还没结
I
束
do
吗？
not think. I
有
do,
哦，所以有
I
两
do
个是
not
不是
think.？I do not. I do not. I do.
来，赫伯特·怀丁跟托马斯·沃克。来，托
This
马斯·
officer
沃
is still
克。
at sea.
好，不是，来，赫伯
This
特。
officer is still at.
好，完成。
Captain Jack Crocker
Nice.
is our mysterious visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the
杰克
murder.
船长。看来等一下就会出现一个手势弯钩的人。
This Crocker, do you think...
It would be interesting to meet him. Our young friend should be able to find him.
来，那这个我们要干嘛？召唤克罗克哦。干，又要牺牲召唤了。
Wiggins,
我要
could
牺
you
牲
find a way
Wiggins
to
召唤
bring
克
this
罗克。
Captain Crocker here to us?
Here? Holmes, that could be dangerous.
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
哦，看他笑得多开心啊，笑得像个孩子一样。一段时间后也太久了吧
Mr. Holmes, I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to know why.
他看起来是个
Yes,
狠人。
it is important that we talk. You will soon understand why.
来，这个先看一下。我还记得，这一定要看手相，手相是一定要看的，不看不行。忠诚太强了，只看眼睛就看得出来他忠诚。不知道能不能看得出来他有没有中出。身体健硕，这么说你很勇哦。哎，没有看手相哦，干没有手相环节哦，讨厌。哎，你很勇嘛？你好像很勇嘛，哈。脏脏的，哎，不能看。来看手相，看手相。报纸墨迹。裤子这么脏，不用看哦。干净的靴子，裤子还那么脏，看来就是换过鞋哦。哎，去哪里？哦，这里。水手刀，看穿水手服吧。
You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her from when I was first officer, but I still don't see.
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
哈，傻笑。
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the
干
headlines
福尔
of
摩
the
斯很
morning
勇
press.
他有带
You
刀
read the
不要冲
newspaper
动。
report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... and what do you know?
所以我就这样找到
That
凶手，
evening,
太快了吧？
you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be right if there was no evidence.
What then?
是你绑了他，太色
Lady
了，
Brackenstall was
喜欢他
tied
就要
to
把
a
他绑起
chair
来
on，the night of the murder,
好好调教一番。
and it was you who tied her up.
You call that evidence?
Q， 这个，干我不是很懂呢。这个，不，水手节，太强了，
Yes,
不愧是
as she
我。
was tied with a sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your theory is flawed anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Sharp. I was
Sharp，
supervising the repair of a porthole.
干嘛？你们是电气船
That
是不是？
night.
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening.
干嘛？你手小心一点啊，不准离我太近。
Holmes, what should we do now? Would you like to check his alibi?
No, there is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have
啊
all the，puzzle
真的假的？
pieces.
要破案哦。
Now I understand why you dissected the bell rope.
来，克罗克船长跟克罗克的神速，克罗克达尔。这样吧。等一下吧，没那么快吧？不是吧？不是吧，老铁，没那么快的吧？啊，还要调查欸。还有什么好调查的啊？我再去看一下好了。Grange 庄园。 继续。这还有什么可以调查？照片调查。
Linden Brackenstall. The Brackenstall family seems rather austere.
嗯哼，就这样。
Holmes, don't look at.
好好，闭嘴，闭嘴，闭嘴！重复的对话就别再说了。别说话。
Please leave
模
my
板车
man.
要开了。这调查过啦 ，nothing 啊。我觉得如果没有什么线索的话，那真凶应该就是水手了啦。我觉得啦，当然这只是我觉得啦，这个事情不一定是这个样子的啦。那为什么他要把他绑起来啊？干，真的是 SM 爱好者哎！杀人家的老公，还要绑人家的，还要绑我的爱人，哇，谁受得了？太色了！哎哎哎哎
Antique hunting weapons.
谢谢啦，没有用处了，没有任何卵用了。好，那我看真是没有了，把外面看一看吧。这也没有得掉啊。虾米拢无，哇！那我看真的是要破案了哦。这可以掉吗？不行，可能掉的啊。没有，好吧，破案吧。我觉得是水手，但是我想看，先看那个抢劫二人组。干你娘嘞！对啊。好，我们先看一下兰达尔示范人。这个无能的警察，好吧，送给莱斯崔德，反正我们都会看的。
Well, Inspector, this case proved to be a simple one after all.
You think it's the Randall gang then?
我觉得不是，但我只想先看别的剧情。
I'll leave that to you, Inspector. After all, you have handled this matter quite brilliantly.
Oh, thank you, Mr.
屁呀，他什么都没做，干胡乱仔。来，我看，果然是错的。来，重新播放。干，怎么读那么久？来，我们再看一下，如果我自干的，我是自干哥。
Well, Inspector.
一样，
You think?
一样，
Yes.
一样。
I'll put my men on it straight away.
The next time you call
靠
on
北
me, do try to make sure it's for
嘴求
something
人
a little better than this.
What do you mean, Mr. Holmes?
It is a case that only Watson could find some small point of interest in. I am used to
确实，
more
其实这个案件
challenging
真的是蛮
work.
简单的，相较前一个还前两个。重新播放结局。来 B， 我们要看那个嘛，水手。哎呦，有不一样的耶！凶手登门拜访，哎，一样啊。 这找过了、啊。对啊对啊，哦，是一样的，是一样的。哎，船长是凶手，捉拿跟包庇。干，我不是很喜欢包庇。没关系，我们先看包庇，等一下再捉他，捉一下。快一点啊！读那么久，马车开那么久。福尔摩斯不是应该手指坏的话就可以开一个传送门吗
Right away.
Hours later.
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
我都不懂为什么这种侦探剧、游戏或是卡通，那被真凶被抓到一开始会疯狂否认，然后人家讲两句话之后就说：“哦，对啦，是我啦，直接承认。”不能有一点坚持吗？有点骨气好不好？就否認到底嘛。
I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her.
好恨哦
She will forgive me if she is.
不会吧，不会吧？
already forgave you.
哦，好吧。
She said nothing.
看，
Mary.
是原谅的颜色。
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
对啊，你这样只是在害他啊，白痴。
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear, and it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
沙小，等一下。哦，那个音乐有点恐怖，我先把手放上来准备。背。哦，要求哦，干嘛？不要紧张哦，差点没按到。我操！
Please forgive me, Captain Crocker.
太刺激了，那看来这才是真结局。
Your sincerity, and your words and deeds have far exceeded my expectations. See here, Captain Crocker, we'll do this in due form of law. You are the prisoner. Watson, you are a British jury.
是可以这样排的
Captain
吗
Crocker, the evidence shows
不要
that you
教坏
acted
小
without
孩啊！
premeditation and used reasonable force to protect an innocent victim from her husband's brutality. Your devotion pushed you to attempt to kill yourself in order to protect the one you love. Now, what say you, gentlemen of the jury?
Not guilty, my lord.
不
Vox
行啊，
populi,
这太圣
vox
母了，这不
Dei.
行。
You are acquitted, Captain Crocker. So long as the law does not find
不要
some
做这
other
种圣
victim,
母行为。
you are safe from me.
Mr. Holmes.
It is a great responsibility that I take upon myself, but I will give Lestrade an excellent lead, and if he can't avail himself of it, I can do no more. Come back to your lady in a year, and may her future and yours justify us in the judgment which we have pronounced this night. Inspector, I'm afraid that the murderers have escaped us.
What? Do you mean to tell me that you failed? Never thought I'd live to see the day.
I mentioned the murderers, not the case. It is obvious that the crime was committed by 3 criminals who cannot be the Randalls.
You really think so?
You only need to find a gang of 3 thugs wandering around. I can trust you to do that.
If they exist, I'll catch them.
You'll
烂
find
哦，
someone,
这样很
I
烂
have no
欸。
doubt of it.
这样不就是等于
Goodbye,
说，
Inspector.
哦，我其实不知道答案，但是那个很像答案，所以就选那个吗？烂透了。就是数学题目算不出来，然后选一个跟我算出来的数字最接近的，完全不能接受，因为通常都是错的。来，继续，我要抓他，抓他老二，捉拿，是。Open 事件簿，快呀！马车不准开那么久。
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again,
是重
please?
复的。
Right.
快点，快点，快点！1个小时，快点！
Why did you make me come
重
here
复，
again,
重复，重
Mr.
复。
Holmes?
哎，不能跳。
It is
What?
I
哎，
and
重复，重
because
复，
he
重复，
It's true.
重复，重复。
I admit that I was due to set sail. Oh, I regret nothing.
Lady Brackenstall,
Mary.
Mary，
but that makes her.
这也是重复的，这也是重复的。
You would not.
Till I die. Now it is time to end.
啊，又要来一次哦！干，烂死了。好吧，看来都一样刺激。快，连 QT 都一模一样，太强了！抓住他！
You should have let me die. How can I live if Mary suffers?
I am sorry, Captain Crocker, but there has been quite enough death in this case. Inspector, I give you Sir Eustace's killer. He tried his best to perform his own justice.
Well, I'm not surprised. Yes, it was me. I confess.
Here is a piece of evidence that can be used in court.
Perfect. A case that went smooth.
屁啊！看前面几个不是也都结案了吗？好了，那就这样了，接受决定。是正义的化身。看一下有多少人跟我一样。94%，对啊，到的啊，才35%，我这么坏哦。皇家植物园事件。水哦，直接用弹的。
Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey.
Oh.
But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Ridiculous.
他翻错了吧？
and
他讲
dangerous.
honey 应该是
They're
蜂蜜吧，不
domestic
是蜜
bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious workers.
这个就是对的，这个 B 就
Anyway,
是蜜。
Watson, I am sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You have a new case?
Yes, but nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you
对啊
like.，
老哥嘛。
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, however did you guess?
哼，惊讶。
For the great
福尔摩
Sherlock
斯惊
Holmes to
讶。
bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
OK， 皇家植物园。开一下。哎，会展上被偷的植展览会上被偷的植物。 别卡了，别卡了，兄弟！都已经不玩刺客教条了，不准这么卡！快一点啊，读太久了。怎么读那么久啊？不太正常哎。怪怪的哦，你今天怪怪的哦，电脑。你这样不优啊！
Well, Holmes, here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
交谈。
What are we doing, Holmes?
Let us find someone who could help us.
OK。我操你妈！吓死我了！突然就进过场。
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson. We are investigating the theft of plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favour for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. And that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us about the plants?
They were rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced?
No, but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
被偷就是活该啊！
We will take a look. Now you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn,
Montague
died
Dunn?
here just 2 days ago.
Montague Dunn?
We're very sorry. We were not aware. The 2 of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Huh?
Oh dear.
Oh.
Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
You say that he died here, in the large glass house.
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the colonial collection. He suffered a heart attack. Just like that. So suddenly. It was terrible. Excuse me, gentlemen, but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Okay,
Of
okay.
course, we understand.
Okay.
What should we...
这啥？哎，哦
The plants were here. All of them were stolen.
Do not touch.
，OK。Do not touch。就等一下再过去好了。
According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was
这边吗
found dead.
哦，你爸死的好惨啊！小型的黑色脚印，
Some places. These boots
大型的
are
黑色
fresh.
脚印，
It appears as though someone was dragging their feet.
超大
Footprints
型
reveal
巨
that
人脚
someone
印。
staggered here.
哦，就这样吗？
The door was smashed at shoulder height. This door handle is new. It was recently changed.
破损的门，
The esconson was breached.
所以
near the
是
handle.
被砸完然后更换的吗？
The door was forced from the
那
inside
小偷
of the
砸的吗？
colonial collection room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the colonial collection room.
哎呦，外面怎么会这样？泥土
Soil. It should have come from a flower pot.
看，偷花还
The
还掉
soil
泥
on the
土啊
side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground.
OK， 破损的花粉
Fragments of a flower
哦，是直接摔破是
It
不是？
fell down here.
偷花还摔破，太菜了吧！
This pot was broken fairly recently.
嗯哼，
A flower pot recently fell down from these
就
shelves
这样吗？
and was misplaced.
破损的牌
This sign
子
is，broken.
干你们里面也太多
Something
破东
heavy
西
was
了吧？
dropped upon it.
整个破破到不行。
Someone fell violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash.
啊，不是，
Most
是
likely
那
a
个
head
他爸
wound.
吧？刚才那个
All the clues
Albert
around here
吧
are quite suspicious.
叫啊。我的台断了诶，怎么会这样？哎，干你娘！游戏怎么还在继续？哎，不是 B， 操
Damaged the door of the colonial
操！等一
collection.
下，干我算了，
I
等一下再
think
重看
we-
对话。我的台断了诶，靠腰啊 ！OBS 没有那个啊，白痴哦！我是被退去边台了吗？傻小啦！已回复连线，有吗？啊，是怎样？现在是怎样？现在是什么情况？我的台有没有开起来？哦，有诶，19秒 ，OK。那我们继续吧。
Need to inspect the colonial collection room.
刚才有错过对话，我看一下。诶，哇啊，他没有那个诶，这是什么？哦，啊，嘿嘿，好吃。OK， 再调查一下这边吧。树。
These trees, with their roots in
树
water,
懒叫槟
must
榔。
originate from Louisiana.
Ah, yes, the bayou. I remember our visit in the case of the Awakened.
植物列表，
Here is a list of the stolen
谢谢。
plants.
胡道根本看不懂 AV 画质，那5278大概就是这个画质。哎，好像不能直接开台手枪这个，不要 ban 我，拜托。好，我们去外面看吧，里面应该没东西了。我记得刚才这里有东西啊，这个。
Very strange. Half of the
清洁
colonial
剂，
collection
地
is
上有什么
absent.
东西？
The smell is strong. It is
地
a
上有条
detergent.
啊，直接撞在地上，
These windows were perfectly
磁
clean.
片。断裂点，
This
打小。
broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow.
嗯哼，
A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture.
嗯哼，
Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned.
B。邓恩被困，有 nice。进行尸检。好。有人清空那个死亡现场，感觉就很不妙。我操！干，这是那个吧？不可能的任务吧？打开好了。
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building. These plants come from
这个就是那个嘛，很臭的那个嘛，霸王花还是什么，臭到没朋友那个。妈的，这1个礼拜没洗的鸡鸡都没那么臭，我可能还是臭一点，我也不知道。奉劝大家都要记得洗鸡鸡哦，不然会臭到结石哦。
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
怎么有水管？干你娘！让我出去。
Water lily greenhouse.
Water lily greenhouse。
According to this，
这看过。他都很喜欢放一些是重复的东西。
Dry
去除味。打开 ，Yeah。这是什么？可以掉吗？掉一下。为什么卡？咖喱哪嘞？连这游戏都会卡吗？我电脑是不是真的要死了？看他的生命，看就是差不多就到这边了。哇，这个那个，我操！应该不会是因为我刚才开台前还玩了一下2K 的关系吧？应该没有那么白痴吧
？The symbol is not from Kew Gardens。
可是我玩2K 的时候也蛮顺的，讨厌。怎么会这样？这样说话怎么会这样？这样。
Let's go to Scotland Yard。
好，等一下再去。还不让我走？我可以走了。开门。哇，你们这个花园很大呢。我家很大，你们可以来玩哦。干，走开了，花生。花生闭嘴。
There is a smell of burn.
吓死我了！要许哦，干你这个烟的颜色不太对劲呢。干你这个是小港工厂排出来的毒吧？我每天都深受其害，因为偏向吸毒。这是什么？5号。
Not from Kew Gardens.
我知道这是 China 的厂，我看出来了。厂。
A broom handle was half burned.
可是 China 的厂是喝啊，是喝啊，厂。你是在哭哦？防毒面具，我要求哦。
A protective mask.
这看起来就是拿一个袜子，然后剪破3个洞而已。这我也会做。
Someone set it alight, but it did not burn.
防毒面具烧不掉应该很正常啊。防毒面具感觉会防火。
The plants were set alight fairly recently. Some have not completely burned.
还有，我丢了呀。
A broom. A broom handle was half burned.
我怎么不知道我刚有看过这个？奇怪，没有啦，闪了一下，这边这个。
Why would anyone throw such a thing in the fire?
对，那门把手被换过。
The colonial collection and that of the fireplace are made of the same material.
快乐水好喝。来，福尔摩斯吸一下哈，这一定很香，浓醇香啊，吸到人都变丑了。 哎，妈的，不给过，好，不给过就不给过，小气巴拉的，啊，不给出去哦，丢雷啊！干福尔摩斯抬个脚都不会，烂死了。哎，很晕嘞，这游戏又开始晕了。地图
Colonial Collection. Palm House.
Hot House
Water Lily Greenhouse.
Water
Dry
Greenhouse
Tropics.
没听到
Ventilation System.
Ventilation System
Seed House.
Seed House
Nursery.
玩福尔摩斯学英文
Director's Office. Cloakroom. And Laboratory.
太多了不会念。
A map of Kew Gardens.
OK Nothing 呢都看过了。咖喱哪里还有？还是上面、外面、下面？我下面，下面给你吃。哎，真的没了啊。干你娘！哪里呀、啊？不是都看过了，在哭哦。你写，哎，考哦，写考哦。妈的，写感青年。
A water tank.
Water tank.
A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings. A ventilation.
啊，关注对象。好。得了得了了，什么意思？几个意思，兄弟？哇，他们那个很大哎。
Seed House.
OK, Seed House.
Locked.
Locked. 干闪啊，黄生！花生感觉就不太正常，感觉就演过黑豹。哎，他这个太大，我有点不知道从哪边看起耶。哦，这是回到大厅了，不是啊，回到中庭。来 ，Open the fucking door。啊？怎么又有了？他怎么变关注对象了？哭啊！他不是都看过了？在搞。华生走开！诶，那我刚才是要走哪里
Locked.
哦，有什么东西？
Seed House.
看过啦，靠腰嘞。那我刚才是要走哪里啊？我忘记了。就是这边吗？完了，迷路了，算了，就这样吧。靠腰嘞，不要关那么快啦。Open the fucking door.
Locked.
干你娘！那么大一个地图，全部给我锁起来，锁你老母啊！好，谢谢，太棒了，锁得漂亮。啊，这看过啊，地图看那么多次，是要看三小，看你娘啊几百。哎，不是，等一下，我问个话再去定局。来，恭维，看一下。哇，这个抬头纹有点严重哦，看来被刀割过一样。便宜的眼镜，跟我一样穷逼。没有，好。脏，没洗澡脏，太割暖了。怎么这么绿啊？干！ 人家是头顶带点绿，你是衣服带点绿耶，啊，未婚就可以被绿哦，也是有点牛逼耶。看看，园艺人的手。
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn, the late director of Kew Gardens.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
啊，就这样，普通。
Would you unlock the doors for us?
Do you expect to find the stolen plants there? I am sorry, but those rooms are private.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish.
Oh?
We shall continue our investigation.
那另外一个人呢？不是还有一个吗？哎呦，突然就进
Can I
了
help
过
you,
场。
gentlemen?
这是什么？杂物。
A task list for Albert, compiled by Martin Hamish.
干任务这么
Sweep
多，
out
我
the
是在玩手游，
farmhouse,
还要
scrub
接
the
每日任务
toilets,。clean the storage shed tools. 这不能看。好，请说。来，我帮你看一下。哎，干你娘，我忘记看了。 Do you work here?
Yes, but part-time only. For I'm also studying botany at the University of London.
You're following
他怎么看起来像吸过毒一样啊？太诡异
But
了
even
吧
if！botany is not my strongest suit, there are
那
people
个
who say
眼窝
that
你
I
跟我
could
说
be a
没
good
吸毒，
manager.
我是不信的。来看一下，看一下。来这个，这个吸过大麻的痕迹有没有？哦，是刚刚哭过是不是？好、哦，合理，难过到吸毒，合理。被揍过一拳，哦，刮胡伤口。看手相，看手相，干净的双手。植物学还可以干净的双手。我
Thank
看
you,
就是
young
只会
man.
读书，
We
没来
shall
做
see you
事。
again soon. Farmhouse.
Hard house, or Pond house。哇，好像很热带哦。跟南部一样热带哦。谢哦，什么都没有，太棒了。虾米都没了。诶，这有看过吗？
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
OK， 跑起来！
According to
OK， 一样的就不用说了哦，这不用看了。哦，
Water
睡莲寺。哎，睡莲寺是不是看过了？哎，为什么不能过去？哦，为什么我一直卡住啊？干眼，我是有卡到键位了，是不是？这里看过了，好，那我们去警局吧。这要调查资料是不是？那先去警局，然后再回家调查，就这样。Go go！ 又来一玩这游戏就会开始打哈欠。
I asked Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
It's ready for autopsy then.
OK， 我们去捡尸吧。不是，我们去尸检吧。这有证物吗？有信。韦恩先生，韦恩和孩子们印刷公司的主管 ，My friend， 用来给皇家植物园展览做宣传的海报很漂亮，但是说真的，没有必要提到全体员工，我的名字就足够了。干秋条狗那我只能说死好，没有了，超恶劣。
A beautiful feather pen of a good make.
来，表
This watch is of great value.
会员卡 有帮我们加入会员
A
吗？
membership card for the London Crest Club.
OK， 来捡尸捡尸，这有开吗？没有，好。为什么我觉得那个控制一直有点跑掉的感觉，有点歪歪的感觉？来捡起来，捡起来，怎么不能捡？它不是可以捡尸了？哦，有了。
First of all, let us carry out an external examination.
来，先看脸。啊，弄掉头。
There is an injury to the skull, most probably caused by the fall in the water lily greenhouse.
嗯哼。
The vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal. The air from the lungs carries a faint,
淡淡的
aroma.
不是啊？为什么还会吐出气体？不是死了吗？死了还会吐出气体哦。长知识。
There are no suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us finish our external examination,
就这样
so that we can proceed with the autopsy.
这么普通哦？哦。干，还想骗我结束了，明明就还没结束。
No redness, stings, or bruises.
啊，我要自己看。
Nothing suspicious here.
OK。
Now, let us examine the internal organs.
哎。太小了。哎呦！要修哦，吓死老子了！
The heart
我是在玩手术模拟
show
器吗？
no pathological signs. The heart tissue shows no visible pathological signs.
都没有啊，它不是心脏病吗？哇，看一下你的肺，这个肺看起来蛮健康的哦，哦，蛮不健康的哦，直接打脸我。哎呦！
The tissue
真的
on
很
the
不健康呢，
inferior lobe
妖
of the
兽。
right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant.
看吸到肺都坏掉了，太恐怖了。你这个肝哦，
The liver is
肝
enlarged.
硬化了。
It would seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction. The liver tissue is brown. There are no visible pathological signs.
你这做炒猪肝应该不太好吃哦。
The stomach tissues show no visible pathological signs.
嗯哼。啊？哪里？哦。
There is a small amount of content. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death.
这都看得出来了，还蛮屌的。
My suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poisoning. Plant poisoning, to be more exact.
You mean...
Yes, it is murder.
Murder.
Inform Lestrade.
Yes, but do remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
The challenge, Holmes?
We need to locate that deadly plant. Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Murder of any kind appeals to you. Is that all we need to do?
No. We also have the people working at Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
And also Miss White, of whom we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
Okay.
No. A few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes, Watson. It is time now to open the doors.
Open the fucking
Even
door.
those in the staff building. I suppose that is necessary.
We should also be concerned.
干，那个地图很大哎，还要再都
After
去
all,
看一遍
we
哦
don't know very
我会
much
晕死
about
哎。
Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More than a little.
逼一下，逼一下，来，毒杀，捡尸完成。哎，没看清楚。OK， 就这样哦。好，那我现在要去 还是先回花园好了。还是啊，先回家好了。快点，读太久了，而且华生还把腿插在我的腿中间，太 gay 了。有信欸，哦，应该是前一个破案。浪漫故事，好哦，靠背啊？为什么他要服刑啊？是他跟那个水手一起串通的吗？很奇怪欸。可是他被绑起来啊，好吧，算了，我也不懂。来吧，调查植物学，这个稀有植物。
That is，
这都不是哦。
That is，
靠北嘞。啊？报纸。百科，植物百科吧，有植物基础，不是，赞。以下植物都含有一定的毒素，毒性各有差异。猪笼草、刺沙小菊、刺你的菊花，血灵草听起来也太中二了吧？春野樱，不是黑野樱，香泽兰、委内瑞拉草、彩虹草、螺旋梨草。看你妈，这张是怎样？火影那个是大蛇丸跟什么土影？火影植物，只有前3种毒素会对人体造成危害，尤其是血灵草。但这种草只有在特殊条件下，植物对侵害性行为产生反应，才会释放致命孢子。
Here it is.
OK， 来，我们再先 B 好了。来。毒杀致命植物被偷，窃贼和凶手，偷取植物的那根人 ，OK， 一根人 ，OK。请问今天几个人用餐？2根人哦。这个标志，我好像找错东西了。符号的话，看我怎么知道啊？教授，哦，符号和标记。哎呦，赞，找到了。圣心迪迦，这团体的成员崇敬树王、万神之王，他们信仰能够让灵魂得到升华。啊，这不是中国，他写一个厂，我还以为是中国。
The Divine Syndicate is not a supplier to Kew Gardens. Besides, there is no address here.
OK， 展示用的花盆，一样也是符号。这个
That is not
不是，
That
这
is
个
not
不是。哦，有了。西摩花园园林设施及供应，我们是一家能够提供各式各样园林需求的供应商。不论是园林设施、园艺材料或植物，应有尽有。OK。
Here it is.
OK， 就这样。那我们下一个点要去皇家植物园。嘿嘿，好吃。嘿嘿，好爽哦！希望这个零食也可以找到工商。跟大家介绍一下，这个叫什么玩意？好吃，就是要讲出来之后直接接工商，虽然我的人数可能接不到工商。 来，恭维。太多了吧
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure, then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
邓恩的关系。
As deputy director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression, great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week.
听起来很
He
像
was
某
what
些政
some
治人
might
物
call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
邓恩的生活方式。
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say?
Huh?
He was a member of the
时髦
London
人是
Smart
啥小
Set. He was famous for it. That
And
he had an eye for the ladies.
OK，
to
谢
put
谢
it
谢
mildly,
谢
Mr. Holmes.。
炮王啦，炮王啦，志祥。我是说罗志祥。不是，
Mr.
我是
Hamish,
说
can you tell us
对了
who
罗志
holds
祥
the keys to the locked greenhouses?
That would be Albert, Mr. Dunn's son. Yes, Albert keeps all the keys, and one can only imagine why.
What do you mean?
Well, he was never interested in Kew Gardens before, and now all of a sudden he is trying to act as if he owns the place. I think he wants to take over the management here. He'd do better to
不
leave
过
that
现
to
在
me.
炮王也不止
He
志
has
祥
no
了，还有
experience.
那个谁啊？
No, none at all.
力宏，力宏，多的是你没干过的没？不对，少的
What
是
is
他
your
没干过的
opinion
没
of。Al?
And I can only give him cleaning tasks. Botany is not his life's work, and his
到
father
底
well knew
大
it.
润
He
发
was
在
furious
哪
about it.
里？
He was.
Oh, yes. He forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Are you able to elaborate on that?
完
Well, 了，我现在脑
for
袋里都在
example,
还
with
在
our
想还有
last
谁是
exhibition
炮王，
here,
还有我们
Mr.
要不要
Dunn
看
had
剧情？
Albert make a
因为我
presentation
想到一些，但
speech.
是好像不能讲。
But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
That must have been terribly humiliating.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who was such a nice lady and who always takes pity on Albert.
来，玛格丽特·怀特。
You mentioned a Miss White. Would you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite
真的假的？
charming indeed. She possesses a great
那还不出来
talent
看
for
一下。
botany. You should take a look
不
at
然来
some of
看
her
这些臭男
experiments
生
that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
干嘛？你
The
想
way
支
she
持他
used to
哦？
flutter around
Oh.
Mr. Montague Dunn. And why, he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention. How could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game?
干嘛？他感觉
I
很
can
怕
only
他
scratch my
欸。
head and wonder.
自私
Tell
之
me,
物。
Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
OK， 圣心
Are
底
you
价。
aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The divine what? Is this a
Syndicate
joke?
怎么这么耳熟？
No, I am quite serious.
What a ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this.
Syndicate 不是
Thank you, Mr. Hamish.
不
We
是
shall
那个
continue
吗
our？
那
investigation.
个枭雄哦，这个叫什么？枭雄就是 Syndicate。
Just be careful with the plants during your inspection.
来，另外一个出来说话。怀特，
Who is Miss Margaret White?
Ah, she is the young lady who studies with me. She visits here sometimes to
快点，
help
现在
out
就
with
叫
the
他过来
greenhouses.
快点打电话。
In
哦，不
fact,
对，
she
这
should
时候
be
还没
here
有电话
today.。She wanted to work at the seed house. That's the small greenhouse
去
across
种
from
植
the
物
large
干
glass
点
house.
活，水哦，干哦，色色哦。
We noticed that a part of the colonial collection has been cleared.
Ah, at the moment I'm just dealing with the storage room. I don't know much about the other rooms.
父亲的关系。
I imagine that your relationship with your father may have been a strained one.
Yes. I cannot say that he was a kind man, for he never listened to me at all. He forced me to work here. But now, after his death, I've been pondering it over.
真香。
Perhaps he wasn't so wrong about me after all. I have to follow his path, and I have to manage Kew Gardens. And I can do it. I can be as good as any other who works here.
OK， 马丁 Hamish。
Would you please tell us about Martin Hamish, the deputy director?
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never been the deputy director of Kew Gardens.
什么意思？
My father would not have
哦，
tolerated
好。
Indeed.
原来是
That
情
is
理上
most
不能接受。
interesting. He told us that he was.
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead. But in actual
哦，所以他
fact,
没有
Mr. Hamish only has the
哦
honor。of being the garden's longest
好吧，
serving
那看来是
employee.
事实。
In fact, if we are to think logically at all, it should be
不
me
是
who
吧？
takes over the management of Kew Gardens.
Do you not have a good relationship with Mr. Hamish?
还敢政治
I
斗
suppose
争
so.
呢？
But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens, and I cannot say that I share his passion.
I see. And how was his relationship with your father?
Oh, he hated my father. It was obvious. He would be furious whenever my father boasted of Kew Gardens in the newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for himself. That my father treated Mr. Hamish in the same way as he treated anyone. Dismissively. With indifference.
Syndicate。
Tell me, have you ever heard of the Divine Syndicate?
No, I cannot say that I have.
门钥匙，开门呐、
Do you hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
开门棒
Yes,
告
I
啦
have，them. But I cannot give you the keys to
还
the
是
cloak.
开门棒
The
赛，
employees' effects are private.
打开我的肛门拉屎。
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again
Thank
soon.
you, thank you。来，这个啊，都不是啊，怎么会这样？靠腰嘞，GG，怎么办嘞？这热带市都没有东西耶，是在哭哦。哎呦，底下转圈圈一下哦，自动存档哦。我看是有什么线索哦。根本不在这边，笑死。所以嘞，我们应该是要去我们没去过的吧？可是我忘记路怎么走了。我也不知道到底要不要开这吧，感觉开不开都很微妙。开。这一间好像调查过了。又卡了啊！操你妈的嘞！怎么连这个游戏都会卡啊？因为我今天没有用散热小秘诀嘛，下次再用好了。
Dry tropics.
OK。等一下有点晕了起来，我要用我的防晕懒趴熊。OK， 完成。这个没得看，好，先走开。哎呦，有妹妹哦，看来她就是坏车。
This charming lady must be Miss White. She's entering the seed
摘
house.
啊摘啊，痴汉闭嘴。这个应该没有东西可以调查了吧？我到现在也是不知道关注的对象到底是什么意思。
Open.
Open. Hello, White. 哎呦，当然是要关起来啊！跟妹妹独处一室，窗户当然是要关起来啊！
From here, we are unable to see the interior of the
打开的话也
colonial
太刺激
collection
了
room.
吧！哦，这么刺激，那打开也不错，那都打开，都打开，这样才刺激嘛！来，打开，刺激一下。刚才自己关起来，那没事。 不用开了。
These leather gloves are new and of good quality.
还有没有保
They do
险
not
套？
appear to have
没
been
有。
used. A book about ships. Nothing at all to do with plants.
嗯哼。
Materials for college study. They belong to Albert.
OK。
This place serves as Albert's office.
干，实习生还可以有自己的办公室哦，这么棒哦！哎，没东西耶，偏颇偏颇，真的都没东西了吗？太烂了吧！真的没有而且开始晕了起来，又要吐了。
Good day to you, miss. You have some very beautiful
干，
plants
华生
here.
还想吃啊？
Why, thank you, sir. And good day to you
这
too.
很漂亮吗？
But
还好吧，
Oh,
一
I
般
do。beg your pardon. My
普
name
通
is
漂亮
Dr.
而已。
John Watson. This is my
上一
good
个案
friend,
件的
Mr.
那个比较
Sherlock
漂亮。
Holmes.
I am honored to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret White. Excuse me, but are
Excuse
you
me.
Sherlock Holmes, the great detective?
Yes, I am he.
What a pleasure to see you here at Kew Gardens. Are you working on a case?
来看一下，看一下你有多漂亮。昂贵的香水，看起来是个好野人哦，还是别人送的？这个D 应该是 D， 手粉色斑痕、营养失调，还有皮疹哦。这个秃秃的是怎么样？一根老二，对不对？大屌萌妹，谁不喜欢啊？我们都爱大屌萌妹，太棒了！啊，这个 D 不能看哦，靠腰嘞。这没东西了吗？衣服总可以看一下吧，看一下 D 啊。我找不到我要把蓝趴熊先拿开一下，我觉得它可能会挡到。这个字不看一下吗？啊，真的没有靠腰啊。还是袖子没有啊？我瞎了吗？完了，盲人主播。妈的，我就再看一次，操！还是脸啊？他脸上有什么值得看的吗？没有啊。我要用硬 A 的狂点。哎呀，刚才有闪一下哭啊！哭啊！真的不是这根屌吗？这个屌看起来很大我要发疯了！哪里呀？衣服也不能看啊！这个黑黑的不是啊？我的妈耶！卡关了，卡关了！这不是干屁啦！屁啦！哭啊！靠腰嘞！未婚好，妈的，看那么久，植物窃贼。
Yes.
不小心跳掉了，
Yes,
干
of course. I quite forgot about that.
哦，开始晕了起来，好想吐哦。
Oh, it's
我看跟他
quite
对话完就差不
understandable that you
多了
might。forget about the theft of the plants, miss. After the
为什么变华生在
tragedy
做
that
事
took place here.
他妈的，还想喧宾？
The director
喧
was a
喧
truly
宾夺
good
主啊！
man. It is such a terrible misfortune.
Would you
对话
happen
算
to
多了
know
起来。
why part of the colonial collection was cleared?
No, I have never been there.
嗯哼，
Do you work here?
Part-time only. I am a biology student at the London University. I attend the same classes as the
为什么现在又叫蒙塔古了？刚才不是蒙太古吗？蒙太古达人。
Part of my thesis, you see. It is a great honor.
经理的关系。
How well did you know Mr. Montague Darnley?
你看，现在又变蒙太古
He
了。
was a
妈的
master,
乱翻译
a。great leader. I saw him almost as a spiritual
看
father.
那他还想
He
不伦
had
恋？
an exceptional nature.
Oh, yes, indeed. He was always so active and so optimistic and very nice to me. Although he could be towards his son.
Why so?
He loved his son dearly and wanted the very best for him. It made him extremely demanding. Albert, who is naturally shy, suffered because of it.
Syndicate.
The Divine Syndicate. Does that name mean anything to you, by any chance?
Not at all. But it is a very pretty name.
你怎么进来的？哦，就是跟胖虎一样，跟小夫说
Most
我要
of the
进来了，我
doors
就
in
进来
Kew
了。
Gardens are locked. Do you have a key to this room?
Oh, yes. Albert gave me a set of duplicate keys. He
不打扰
agreed I
他
might
是怎
carry
样？
out
他
my
也太糗
studies
了吧！
without
嚣
disturbing
张
him.
哦。
It is only temporary.
Thank you, miss.
OK,
None
thank
of
you.
the 3 people who work at Kew Gardens know why half of the colonial collection was cleared.
所以
So,
我差不多要关台了。
Someone is lying. It is obvious.
哎呦，这片啊，
Poor Miss